they can eat. So.
That's it. That would only in thought that so you do that will be. And tell that yes, we should do it.
It's all muted.
Next time.
Everything's muted, but I just...
Thank you.
What the fuck?
Maybe before 6. Maybe, but I don't know.
Go on. Even when it's muted, it'll still go out in the air until you push the green one up. It won't go out on the internet, even if it's muted. I can explain it to you before you probably know right now.
Yeah, this one, so I had to lower that.
Yes.
Let me see.
Otherwise, we'd be streaming this,
Right.
even without the video.
Even with it muted, unless that green one's down. Yes.
So, you prefer to call you 9?
Do you want to move the microphone higher? Otherwise he's going to hit it.
At 9.
You put it down there. I couldn't.
I'm going to India. So I'm this time to in the airplane.
Okay.
29 chapter, 79 verse.
Airplane? This is for the ready for the airplane. Yeah, COVID there, so I had to change because for something.
Yeah, I want to try and know what verse he finishes,
Going today?
and then we'll put it in there.
Change the title to include the ending.
Yes, right.
Safe travel.
Okay, ready?
Vasudeva Shutam Devam Kamshachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of Mother Devaki, Guru of the world and the Lord of the universe. We salute him again and again. From peace, peace, peace. Sorry, we are a little late, 5 minutes, but no, probably no one is online waiting. Anyhow, we are reading the Bhagavat, and here on the chapter 29, book number 4 and verse number 79. Now, this is the advice to the king. Narada is giving the advice. And the last verse we read is that this world, that when in this life, the goal of human life is God realization. So when a person is continuously absorbed in action and ruminating over the objects of the senses, etc., his mind bends into the distorted areas. Therefore, to overcome the bondage of samsara, worship wholeheartedly the Supreme Lord Hari, the source of creation, preservation and dissolution, seeing the world as its gross manifestation. So, this is a great advice that what to do in this world of duality. There's so much distractions. Mind moves here and there. You give up one, then another appears, and that you give up, then another comes. No? It's always one thing to the other thing, mind is rotating, and never satisfied. I like this. Mind goes over there, and play few days it happens. I don't like it. Then you move to the another, and to the another, and the life goes away by that time. Changing, trying to find the real happiness and joy, starting to do that, but failing there, ultimately what you do? Then you feel frustrated. But a spiritual seeker learns out of that these are temporary, these are momentary, this has its value for a momentary time, but it cannot satisfy myself. So if that attitude comes, then what will you do? You will put your whole heart and soul in thinking of the Lord, knowing that that is the source of all joy. That's why it is said, to overcome this bondage of samsara means that which moves every moment, has no stationary place. It's changing and perspective of this life, and it's camouflaging perspective. This goes on and on and on in life. So one should worship with whole heart, and think of the Supreme Lord, Narayana Hari. Who is the source? Who is Narayana? Again, here should be very clear. Whenever we think of God, we think Narayana is different, Makali is different, Rama is different. These are our concepts, but it is the truth is that who is Hari? Again, Bhagavad says, Hari, who is the source of creation, preservation and dissolution. I said, don't we say, in for Mother Kali, you every day chant, Srishti, Sthiti, Vinashana, you are Shakti, Bhute, Sanatani, you are the eternal Mother, who is the source of Srishti, creation, Sthiti, preservation and destruction. And what is the difference if I use the word name Hari or Narayana? Oh, I am a Vaishnava, I am a Kali. Why are you making a distinction? See the quality, what is attributed to the deity. If Kali is Mother Kali, only one looking forearm and this and that mother, and she has no power to create, maintain and destroy. Oh, what is this? An ordinary form of demon. Because demoness or something look like that. But if she is the source of the entire creation, from her everything has come, and in her everything sustains, and she destroys. So she is the cause of creation, sustenance and destruction. And if I say now, oh, Narayana is God, and if you devote your mind in Narayana, what is Narayana? Who is that guy? He is the source of all creation, preservation and dissolution. So where is the problem? So we should not be problematic, understand? The point is that if you attribute that Rama, I am saying I am a Rama Bhakta. Who is Rama? Rama, Shuddha Brahma Paratpara Kalatmaka Parameshwara Rama. And he, that Ram, rules the world, and she is the creator, sustainer and destroyer of the world. And Rama is also creator, sustainer. How many creator, destroyer are coming? One Rama is coming here, you are saying Krishna is doing that, here is Makali is doing, Durga is doing, Jagadhatri is doing. All the gods and goddesses in Hindu. I mean Ganesha is you see, in the program mantra there will be, it is Hanumanji, same. The point is the same energy, how it manifests and how you like or I like one particular aspect of it. I worship that. But who is that guy? Not ordinary human name and form. It is source of all inspiration, all creation, sustenance and destruction. So this point if we remember now, then we will find that it is only, their appearance is different, but the person is the same. Wearing different costume and behaves differently according to the, when you play, when the actors go and play, the same person, when he plays in the role of a villain, how he dresses himself, how his behavior, weapon, this, movement, and the same guy takes a role of, say, Saint Francis. So how he will be behaving? Guy is the same, but he will be behaving that way as a saintly person does. So here, all the divine entities are that. Therefore, you devote to the source. Who is the source of creation, maintenance, destruction? And this she is the support of the universe. From her everything has come out, or from him everything has come out. Everything sustains there, dances there, dies there, laughs there, joins there. So everything is. So the source, that's why Vedanta should be at the background of our practice. Otherwise confusion will come. Again, so therefore, we are all struggling to how to overcome the sufferings of life, the birth and death, again and again coming, and the temporariness of the world. All these troubles we have to get out. So he says, to overcome, you want that, to overcome this bondage in which we are tied, worship wholeheartedly the Supreme Lord. We can say Supreme Mother, what is the problem here? If I say Mahamaya, Makali, what is the problem? You say it is Mother Durga, what is the problem? She is the Supreme. If you say Supreme, two Supreme will be there. It is two most powerful who can create, two people are creating simultaneously, or one person. So this is, Vedanta is given in this is the most bhakti book. Bhagavatam is the most devotional book for the sea. Go to the Hare Krishna people and they will say, this is the, really we adore in our tradition how much is Bhagavad is adored. Every spiritual aspirant should adore it. But this Vedanta gives little flexibility to think, openness, broadness. And truth is that, if you read the original verse, what does it say? Atah tad apavarartham bhajo sarvatmana harim. Atha, therefore, tad apavarartham, that apavada means removal of what then? The birth and death, the suffering and pain, the duality, the creation, what we are in the attachment and aversion, all these things. You want to get out of it? Then bhajo, bhajo means bhajan, do bhajan, do sing the glories, sing and dance in the name of God. Bhajo, what bhajo? Sarvatmana, with your whole heart and soul and mind and everything, worship Him. So that is, so it is called Harim. You may say Makali, you may say Ramakrishna, you may say Rama. Say whatever name. Don't blame the name, but the quality, and then what is the energy talking about. Pashyan tadatmakam visham. Not only bhaja, you bhaja Krishna, 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 and try to see Krishna everywhere. Pashya means watch, see, observe. You see person not as person. So tad atmakam. What you see, every body is tadatmak, is only Krishna. Nothing there but Krishna and Krishna. Or ma and ma, whatever you say. So tadatmakam visham. And this whole universe. Change your vision. Try to see the whole world. It is saturated with that divine consciousness. Our Vedanta call it consciousness. What is the problem? If I say divine consciousness, you say it is Hari, I say it is Mother Kali, someone says it is. So, Sarvatmakam and Pashyam Tadatmakam Visham. Not only bhajan means singing, dancing will do. You have to come out, when you come out that mood, then it is here, it was here, and you are singing and dancing or meditating in that mood. When you come out with open eyes, try the whole world, the trees, the plants, the human, the subhuman, whatever you see, everything is saturated with that Hari. Pashyam tadatmakam visham sthiti and utpatti. Sthiti means stability. As we are now, we are staying upon that grand spiritual entity which is called Hari, Narayana, the common name, and sthiti utpatti, creation. Utpatti, utpattaya jataha, from whom the creation comes, from in whom this sustenance is there and destruction is also there. So you are to worship that God. Then the sage now, it was the king and he was listening, and Narada Rishi was giving this advice, how to get out of the samsara. After saying this, Narada Maitreyi, who is the narrator is giving the statement, saying so, Narada, the greatest of the Lord's devotees, having thus instructed the king, about the soul's spiritual destiny, took leave of him and went to the realm of Narayana. He went back to his abode, spiritual abode, where he stays. Thereupon the king, Prachinbarhi, entrusted his kingdom. Hearing this, the king also had generated detachment for the world. So what to do? Last instruction is, you devote your time, day and night, worshipping him in your heart and singing in glory of the Lord. And at the same time, when you watch the world, see that it is saturated with that your beloved Lord, Krishna, or whatever. So this practice. So how will you practice? He then, the king, gave up all his kingdom and everything to his son. And then he went to the life of seclusion to intensify his spiritual sadhana. That's a great, grand Indian ideal. A king of kings, no? It's kingly pleasure, raised in that condition. And they're seeking for spiritual advice. And in one lifetime, experiencing kingly pleasures, renouncing everything, and going to a forest life. It's not a matter of joke to think about that. That how they can go along with this comfort zone to zero zone. And that is not happening in the youthful time. Okay, I can adjust this, adjust that. After leading the whole 3/4 of the life, 75 years of life, in this way, of kingly way, ruling, fighting, enjoying the kingly pleasures, now listening to some holy person and renounce everything and go into the forest and eat fruits and roots. It's a matter of joke. That is the ideal of India. Swami Vivekananda said. This book, when you read, but any book you will find, that glory of India is in spirituality. It always talks about renunciation. Tyagena manashuku. Only one rule is the tag means renunciation, detachment. So here Maitreya, that Rishi, is narrating that the Narada, the greatest of the Lord's devotees, thus instructing the king about the soul of spiritual destiny, how this life moves into the spiritual journey, took leave of him and went to the realm. And therefore the king then, Prachinbarhi, entrusting his kingdom and the duty, how to perform rule the country, to continuing the royal line. He gave it his responsibility to his son, and went to Kapila Ashrama, the ashrama of a Kapila Rishi, to devote himself to spiritual practice. And if you go to a Rishi's ashram, humble living, you lie on the bed. Where is bed? The Rishi's ashram is very simple. A mud floor, thatched hut, eating. King is eating fruits and roots which is available in the forest. Take early morning, get up in the morning and do meditation and this and that, all this formula. As people come over here to get some experience, what they do? They don't do, but some people do. They come and do in early morning. We sleep in our own way, late. But here you get up in the morning, take a shower, do some exercise, read something, come here, at 5 o'clock, meditate at 6 hours. That goes on to 6 o'clock and to 7 o'clock. It moves like that. And relaxing. But time is, Belum go, 4:30, 4 o'clock, you are there in the temple. That means you are a big guy, you are earning good money, you are a big positional person, but you are a brahmachari. Of course, brahmachari, not sadhus also. They are coming there. 4 o'clock you see that by that time they have finished their shower, they have taken their little reading, and then they come ready for meditation and sing the Mangala Arati. And then now start your meditation, and then reading and study, and then whatever the routine of the center. That's called the retreat, we call our retreat. So then they going to the Rishi ashram means a new life orientation towards, centered around God. Abandoning all attachments, he, the king, devoted himself exclusively to concentrating his mind on the Lord with supreme love and attained to union with him. That means he totally focused because mind is now ready. That's why worldly experience is also necessary. Otherwise people think that, oh, there is much joy, I'm missing them. That's why kings and others, they enjoy whatever the maximum enjoyment they can have. They can understand it is all futile. No? So those who, by seeing something they learn, they have done a good karma of the past life. So what they do? Abandoning all attachments, matter of joke, we are trying whole life, no? Detach. Gita is teaching, no? Detachment. Do karma, detach. Whatever you are doing, think you are serving God. So detachment, that this king then devoted himself, what? In exclusively to concentrating his mind on the Lord with supreme love, meditation. Because mind is now pure. Vagaries of the mind is gone. Mind does not go here and there and there and there. Why mind goes here and there? Mind finds joy. Suppose you are meditating and think of ice cream. Wow. See, mind will run to ice cream. Because taste is there, no? Even remembering ice cream, tongue is getting watery, is it not? So how to detach that? That detachment, because mind, when that attraction goes, mind will not go anywhere. Swami Bhuteshananda Maharaj was asked that Maharaj, his attendant asked him, he's one of our President Maharaj. Maharaj, have you realized God? And he was telling about something, about these austere days in the Himalayas. And he went there and we did some austerities. What was the gain? What did you experience? He became calm and quiet. And then again asked, then he said, I let the mind go wherever it likes. But mind didn't go to anywhere, but to the proper place it should go. See, the response is so beautiful response. Mind that did not go anywhere, but it went where it should go. Because you go to the austerity and meditation thinking of God, no? So God is the object there. So where it should go, that is the only way. I allowed it to go anywhere. Go for ice cream, go for rasgulla, go for visiting this place and this and that. But mind did not go anywhere. There is no more attraction for them. Say that is the point of purified mind. And the Lord with love and attained to the union with Him. O sinless one, whoever hears, that's why it is a very great story, that this king, even doing kingly duties whole life, can be realized so. We say we are busy people. We are not busier than the kings. King is busy, how king? He has to rule the country. He has to sometimes direct the army. How many problems come? In our kitchen, for doing something, how many problems we face? And to run a whole kingdom, a king, how much responsibility they have? But doing all these duties, they're becoming realized so. That's why, O sinless one, whoever hears or reads this spiritual allegory narrated by Narada, the divine sage will gain freedom from the hold of this gross body, subtle body. We have three bodies. Gross body, this is the gross body. I am talking. When you dream and you move and walk and eat and whatever do, that's the subtle body. Subtle body is not. And then there is a body called third body, in the susupti. You are sleeping. No dream, no waking, but you live there. You said, I slept well. Tell us somebody is sleeping. Who is that sleeping guy? At the last one trace for ego body. So we have this gross body, where physical and subtle all are included. When you go to dream, on this world drops only the dream, subtle body. Subtle body goes to sleep. It is called causal body. Only ego remains. I. That all drops. So these three, so then one can get out of this body also. This narrative, which sanctifies all the world by the excellence of the Lord, which it deals, which has been narrated by Narada, which is capable of purifying the mind, and which can take one to the highest spiritual goal. So whoever reads this or teaches it is freed from all bondage and will be liberated from samsara. It's saying that if one can with devotion and love read this and absorb this idea, that person will be liberated, that person will be freed from bondage. What the king was freed, you also will be freed. So that means that is the purpose of reading the Bhagavatam. No? That when one reads with devotion and with faith and follow the instruction, how this old time, in this Bhagavad, how many stories you will find? All end in the God realization. That's the point, beauty of it. Whatever may be the social status, the position, the activity level, but they will all realize God. So even we, if we read this book with devotion, if we meditate on these ideas, see, one idea is just enough for whole life. You meditate, you bhajo, I read the Sanskrit, atastat apavadartham, this samsara, this world, to get out of this bondage, this suffering, this duality, get out of that. Bhajo sarvatmana harim. Worship the Lord who is everywhere, who is the heart, living in the heart of all. Sarvatmana harim, and not only Hari, bhaja means here in your heart that He lives in every heart, but with eyes open. You bhaja everything you do. You serve God, you serve God, you serve God. You give a glass of water, they say, you will be spiritually highly developed if you do it thinking I am giving it to God in the form. Giving this service to this person. I am serving man, that's the problem. I am giving this person again and again, and he is taking my energy, taking my time, I cannot do anymore. This will come, normal reaction. But if we think, it is the Lord's, and this is my service to God, who cares what is the outer costume? Because He is the heart of all. That's why these bodies, these common robots are functioning. Otherwise, dead robots will be junk. It will not be able to function. You see, they go to the cremation ground quickly. So, this feeling if we take, and I worship that Lord who is the cause of this creation of the whole cosmos. Look at it, everything is His creation, and He is embedded into the creation. Is not the Creator embedded into the creation? See, you see a painting. Painting, is it not the painter? Can you not define the painter there? Because painter's mind is the expression in the painting. This world is a painting. God has painted. He is involved into it. It is His mind which is expressed this way. To think this way day and night, and detached outlook, and loving God with intensity, one will be freed. Be he or she a person who is so highly involved into this world and worldliness, that will all go away. Mind will be purified. So even if you listen, it will happen the same. If you meditate, you read even, that will be beneficial. So this is the inspiration. This is called the inspirational part of reading the every scripture, glorification of the scripture. You will say, you read Bhagavad Gita, oh, this book, don't talk to anyone and everyone, this can give you freedom, realization, all this. Why they say? Because through this you can be liberated. Now, next chapter, it is the 30th chapter, 29th chapter, ends here. Now, here Vidura is questioning what is this, the story of the Pracetas, this king gave the responsibility to his son and went into the spiritual practice. So about them now, it is related to them. Vidura Uvacha. Vidura said, "O great sage, Maitreya," he was talking to Maitreya, Rishi Maitreya, "you told us before the son of Prachinbarhi propitiate Srihari through him called the Rudra Gita. What did they attain by reading that Rudra Gita?" And that means he is saying that you told us before that the son of this king were given to the hymn of chanting the Gita, one Gita, and that Gita's name is Rudra Gita. What did they attain by reading that? Oh, you the disciple of Brihaspati, how did the Pracetas happen to meet by chance Sri Rudra, the greatest of the devotee of Sri Hari, receive his blessings and attain to the highest destiny? There must have been some reason before and some consequences too must have followed. Mere chance cannot explain it. So Maitreya said, obedient to the direction of their father, the Pracetas, the children, keeping themselves submerged in the ocean, worship the Supreme Being, and the inner pervader of all, by austerity and by sacrificial fire offering of the japa of the Rudra Gita. That means, he says that this king went on into the sage and gave the responsibility to the children, but these children also, they kept themselves submerged and they started worshipping the Supreme Lord, and by their austerity and penance continued. At the end of 10,000 years, you may say, wow, these are all what type of sadhana. If you do 10,000 years austerity, how it is possible? And time is relative, that means long time. Let us take simply that way. And long austerity, after long. At the end of 10,000 years, the eternal being, in order to relieve them of extreme ordeal of their austerity, by spiritual radiance, appeared before them in the form of Suddha Sattva. So, because they are doing austerities and practices, then the Lord appeared before them. Seated on the shoulders of Garuda, the Narayana form, no? Narayana rides on it, everyone has a ride. As we see that Jagadhatri will be riding on the lion, no? The lion, okay. Mother Lakshmi will be riding on owl. That's why you don't make noise with mother worship. But when you worship Mother Lakshmi, you should not beat drums. You should not ring the bell. Even Arati you do, we do it here. Only the Arati, no bell, no harmonium. Because owl will run away. If the owl goes, the mother will also have to go. So every deity has their way of worship. So at the end, when they seated on the shoulder of a Garuda, Garuda is the ride of the Narayana, Lord Vishnu Narayana. like a blue cloud resting on a peak of mountain Meru. You can imagine the poetic, like it is like a blue cloud resting on a peak of a mountain, some white peak, snow white peak, and on that there is resting a blue cloud. It looked like that because Narayana's body is blue and riding on this mountain and bedecked with a yellow wearing cloth and brilliant jewel, Kaustuba. His presence drove away the darkness from all quarters. Then the Lord appeared. A description of Lord Narayana appearing before the Pracetas. With a brilliant diadem on his hand, forearm having 4 weapons and what are there? With a brilliant diadem on his head, here, his cheeks shining with reflection of his luminous earrings, good earrings made of jewels or something. Giving the description how the Lord is beautiful and bright and brilliant, removing darkness. And with a retinue of munis, devas, and his own auspicious weapons in the form of attendants, he appeared amidst a musical hymn proceeding from the flapping wings of the divine artist Garuda. On his chest, hemmed in by his 8 powerful arms, was the great Tulasi Rath, which seemed to compete with Mother Lakshmi for the place of honor and distinction. Casting a gracious look at these boys, these people, now the Lord, he now addressed the sons of the Prachinbarhi, his devotees, in a deep and sonorous voice resembling the thunderclap. That means, then the Bhagavan appeared, simple thing. This book is very flowery. The earlier description books are all flowery. English was also very flowery, So, main thing is that the Lord appeared in front of the sons of the ordinary people. Nowadays, cryptic statement. The son of the king did austerity for a long time, and because of the austerity, God was very pleased. And then Lord Narayana appeared with his arms and then sitting on the Garuda. Beautiful looking Lord appeared. Simple thing. But it goes on, the description is so big. Now, Bhagavan appeared. And what Bhagavan says? Sri Bhagavan said, "O princess, choose any boon you want from me. I am the giver of boon, I am the Lord of the universe. You are doing austerity, so I am pleased. Tell me, what do you want? May you prosper." And without asking, he is giving all boons. But too much austerity they did, so the Lord is very pleased. No? So we do little austerity, then you get all this praise. In our life also, do austerity for God, then you will find that God will be appearing in that. That is the meaning here. And forget other things for the time being and get into it. And the Lord says, Bhagavan says, may you prosper. I am very much pleased to see among you the good, all the good qualities arising from devotion to a common ideal. Whoever think of you at eventide will be united together as one soul if they are brothers. They will be friendly with all beings. Those who praise me with Rudra Gita in the morning and evening with concentration of mind will be blessed with all they want, and also with pure knowledge. So they are talking about the Rudra Gita. You can find the Rudra Gita in another text. So many Gita, whatever God says, that is a Gita. So how many? Maybe 10, 12 Gitas are there, 20. How many? 25.
No, but Sanskrit documents, if you go, there are many.
So there are many Gitas. Don't think of Bhagavad Gita is the most popular Gita. But there are many Gitas because whenever God says anything, that becomes a Gita. Gita is the song of God. You will attain to great fame because you did so much austerity and material gain you will have. Get great fame in the world for having gladly accepted your father's order, because you have followed your order of your father. You will have a famous son who will be equal to Brahma himself in virtue. To that son will be born numerous children who will fill the land. A rishi named Kandu begot in an Apsara woman named Pramlosha, a daughter of the great beauty called Kamala. Oh my God, see, how will you remember who is what? This is married to this and that. So very difficult for me. That's why I get a little trouble to remember them. Abandoned by her mother, then Kamala Lochana, abandoned by the mother who returned to heaven. The daughter was adopted and brought up by the tree deities. Tree means the tree. Hindus have gods for everything. Gods for the trees, God for the rain, God for the cows, God for the hand even. So everything is conscious. So some control point is there. So Soma, the king of vegetation, so as the adopted by brought to the tree deities, and Soma, the king of vegetation, gave that infant crying out of hunger his nectar-yielding finger to suckle. You have been commanded to multiply the species by your father, who is always obedient to my commandment. So you must before long marry that lovely maid. Though many in number, you have behaved as one individual in your nature and conduct. So all of you together can have this only lady as your wife. She too is capable of giving her whole heart to you, accepting you as a single person in the life and behavior. By my blessings, you shall for several thousand divine years remain powerful in this world and enjoy the good things of life. So, first, you do good tapasya, you get all these blessings, I give you, you enjoy life to the full extent. Not 1 day, 2 days, thousands of divine years. Thousands of divine years means, 1 year, our year is 1 day only in the forefathers' plane. In God's plane, it will be few minutes. And now compare, it is relativity. So our 1 year is 1 day for our forefathers, those who have departed the body. And for the gods, I do not know how much will be more. That means in God's existence, 1 minute means maybe our lifetime, 5 times we die and born. And you will be ruling the world like that for thousands and thousands of God's years. Many long time. enjoy this life of the kingly pleasure and all this achievement. I am giving special boon. That was given to Nachiketa also. That I give you this, give you this. Don't ask me for Brahma-Jnana. Why are you asking that? I can give you youth, I can give you life, you can get all kingdom and all prosperity and whatever you like. Life, how will not, you cannot, no one can kill you, you will never die. All these things I can do. But he says, no, still it is little for me. I want to know the knowledge. Here he says, afterwards, you enjoy all these things. By your unwavering devotion to me, you will be endowed with that maturity. Here, ultimately, they will bring back you to renounce everything. These Indian scriptures, not like any other religion will say, heaven is heaven and go on. They will give little taste, but okay, go to heaven, enjoy. But you will feel ultimately, the abandoning the afterwards, by your unwavering devotion to me, you will be endowed with the maturity. Your mind will be mature and ideas which looks on the life of sensuous enjoyment as veritable hell, your mind will say, my God, what is this life? I'm spending my life in this way, long period of life I spend in this useless thing. And renouncing it, you will attain my realm. Aye. Ultimately, you will be disgusted with this and you will turn back to me. The home is not a prison even for those who have entered the householder state of life. If they live unattached and spend their time in hearing about my works and excellences. What a beautiful one, no? He's talking of so much renunciation, but saying that the home is not a prison even for those who have entered in the householder state of life. Two paths. One is monastic path, and another is householder path. Householder path should not be demeaning, thinking that it is the worst thing. You should not think, because good householders, they also realize God, performing their duties, serving the society. Where the good children come, a son, a renunciate boy or girl comes where? They don't drop from the heaven. They come in some home, some parents, good parents, dedicated parents, spiritual family. From them they get that spiritual environment. So the home is not a prison. Griheshu abhishatan chapi pungshan kushala karmana. Those people who are kushala karma, that karma they do, kushala karma, pure karma, efficient karma, which will be releasing the bondage. So they, if they live in the world, how they live? Say sannyasi also live, the householder also, unattached. Live in the world and unattached and spend their time. How to spend their time? Do your duties, other time in hearing about my work and excellence. My is capital M, the Lord's excellences. So we do that, chanting, praying, meditating. That is the way. In between, you live the life in the world, earn money, do whatever duties, thinking you are serving God, and absorb in God. Detachment will come naturally, and then they will also realize me. In hearts of such devotees, I enter. See, when a devotee, householder devotee, behave in that way, live their life that way, purify their heart, I enter into their mind, I become manifest. He is already there. But to me, it is not manifest. To us, it is not manifest. But following this type of proper discipline and living the life of detachment, a time comes, His presence, the hearts of such devotees, I enter into their, I make my presence felt. Not only I am here, they can feel that I am there in their heart. They are never subject to infatuation, depression or elation. Bhava. Na mujjanti, na shoshanti, na hrishanti, yato gata. They are never subject to infatuation. They never go to depression. They are all elation. So now the God has appeared and gave these blessings that you who enjoy all these things, and then you will feel that these are meaningless, then your mind will turn, and then you will do, keep your whole day centered around me, all this working around me, serving me, and in the praise of me you will spend your day, then I shall make my way in your heart. And then I will reveal unto you. It is not that I will go there and you don't understand. You will feel that I am here. And that experience will come to you. And then it is never all these worldly things will again be able to attack you or distract you from your life. Naturally, now there is this Pracetas, these sons who are being advised, who is being given this spiritual instruction, they now started praising the Lord, O Lord, and as it is out of gratitude, they become full of gratitude. So Maitreya Rishi said that Pracetas, whose mind had been rid of influence of Rajas and Tamas by the vision of the Lord. Everyone has Tamas, Rajas, Sattva. No? By God's vision, all this dust and dirt of the heart is gone. Rajas and Tamas are gone. Vision of the Lord came. Now recited a hymn in praise of Mahavishnu, the friend of all and the source of human welfare in every way. Narayana is the friend of all. Narayana Gayana, the path leading to the goal. What is the goal? This is the goal. And what they say, Pracetas started praising the Lord. And that's, it will not be very interesting, but I will read something. Simply, oh Lord, you are this, you are that, you are that, you are ha, you are easy, you are easier. And out of praise. So naturally, all these 1, 2 paragraphs are 2 pages, 3 pages appreciation. Salutation to the remover of all woes, whom the Vedas have described as possessed of the attributes and names that form the means for the attainment of all that is good and great. Salutation to you, who are the faster than the words of thought, who can move faster than the words and thoughts, and for that reason belong to a dimension that is not within the grasp of the senses. In Hiran's Upanishad says, Tadhavato Anyanateti Tishtan, that mind runs faster, no? But God runs much faster. Because mind goes anywhere, they find that God is already there. So you think of New York, before you go, New York is there. So New York's Osti is already there. And you go only to see that there is. So your mind moves faster. You go to the moon. See, you go, moon is already there. You go to the sun. Sun is so far away. I go to the distant star. The star is already there. So your mind goes and cannot grab it because he is the fastest runner than the mind. And that means you are everywhere, this idea. In yourself, non-dual and all peace, you manifest as the many through the medium of mind. Our salutation to one who for projection, maintenance and dissolution of the world assume a body formed by your mind. You are now appeared before me as Narayana. It is by your own kindness, by your own magic power of Maya, you have taken the human form. Oh, salutation to Sri Hari, who assumes a body of Shuddha Sattva for his playful spirit, spiritual manifestation, who is revealed by the purified intelligence, who is the remover of all miseries, who is the support of all, who is the self-luminous, and who is the Lord of the devotees. Salutations to one who bears the world lotus in his navel, who wears a lotus garland, whose feet are tender like the lotus, and whose eyes are so beautiful as lotus petals. See all this description. Salutation to that Lord who wears a garment fresh and yellow like the filament of a lotus flower, who are abode of all the beings and the detached witness of everything. He does everything, but he is the detached witness of everything. Now, to us who are subject to the threefold misery, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adidoivik, all types of suffering. So to us who are subject to the threefold misery, who else can be greater mercy and blessings than this? O Lord, you have graciously revealed this divine form of yours, which dispels all our woes of life. O destroyer of sin, the duty of great ones to the dependents is discharged if they but remember them in proper time as their own. By such remembrance alone, the suffering of being are removed. The boon that we seek has already been granted, for you have been gracious to us. You are the guide of all beings in their quest and salvation, as well as their ultimate result. O Lord, we shall seek one and only one boon of you, the greatest of all beings, known as Thou art the Ananta. Your name is Ananta. Narayana's another name is Ananta. Ananta is no end. You are the Ananta, So countless are your majesties, and immeasurable is your capacity to grant boons. So boons being thus endless, we ask only one. So I don't want to ask too many boons, I want one boon. What is that? When a honeybee has settled on the parijata flower, that is the heavenly flower, parijata grows in the heaven. So the bee goes and trying to get the honey from so many flowers, gets to the parijata bee, parijata flower. Does he leave that? No, he gets absorbed there. So when a honeybee has settled on a parijata flower, it will not abandon it for any other flower. Even so, having attained to your lotus feet, what else is there for us to ask? Therefore, as long as we are tossed about by our karma from birth to birth under influence of your maya, may we have communion with intimate devotees in every birth. That means I have sadhu sangha. What I want, I may be born again and again, O Lord, plus keep me in an environment that I get other devotees to talk about you, to chant about your glories, to manifest your glories, love you. So that is my prayer. We do not consider the attainment of the heavenly region or even liberation as in the least equal to the company of holy men who are intensely attached to you. No, I don't care for heaven. But I love the devotees or the holy people who talk about you, who live with you. That's why this is called Parabhakti. After supreme knowledge of all this, you are the creator. Hey, don't go, just a minute. So that's why this devotee will say, I don't ask for anything else. But I want to think of you all the time. I live in the company of the holy people who talks about you, who sings his glories. No, I don't, any other gain is nothing. Going to heaven, going to all these enjoyments, being rich, being powerful, these are all meaningless for me. I don't want anything, only want your association. Keep me in holy association. What do we care then for the felicities of this mortal life? Whatever man, overpowered by the fear of worldly woes and tribulations, who dislike the company of your holy devotees, where you are praised and worldly passions, anger and fear have no place there. Where Narayana, the supreme goal of those who renounce all, is again and again is praised by him who have given up all the worldly attachments in recital of your divine actions and excellences. Such holy devotees go from place to place only to increase the sanctity of the sacred. Beautiful one. So these devotees who is absorbed in God consciousness, absorbed in the love of God, I want their association. Wherever they go, that place gets sanctified. I don't care for any material wealth, prosperity, any attraction for anything. It is by a brief contact with your dear associates, Shiva, who is his best, here is Shiva is becoming a disciple of Vishnu, because it is Vishnu. Problem comes there. Then Shiva becomes Lord and Vishnu becomes the Lord. But anyhow, Shiva is talking about your glory all day and night. So I want to have company in the Shiva's chalas. No? That means I will be in holy company. It is by a brief contact with your dear associate Shiva, that we happen to take shelter in you, who are the greatest physician that cures the disease of fear and worldly entanglement, a disease that cannot be treated by anyone else. So, oh Narayana, you are so great, even Shiva is your devotee. And I am worshipping Shiva, by Shiva's grace, I come to you and you give the vision. Well, that creates the problem. Then we will give up then worshipping Ramakrishna, because Ramakrishna is maybe disciple of Makali. So we should go to Makali then. The Makani itself is zero. This is duality, expression in duality. But Vedantic will say all are from Brahman, all are coming out from the Brahman. No? So these are different powers of the same reality. But in the duality devotional book, this fanaticism may come. That is the problem. That is the problem. The whole world is suffering because of that. My God versus your God. But it is, they don't understand ultimately how they synthesize it. Just I explained the little earlier. That is the same quality which is said, "O Lord, you are the creator, you are the destroyer, you are the sustainer." You say about Krishna. You say about the Mahakali, you are the creator, you are the... In the Chandi, you read the Chandi. Oh, Sisti Sthiti Vinasa. You do the destruction, you create it, you do that. So if the quality remains the same, person will be different. There are so many people are creating at a time. So no, they are meaning one, but in different aspects. The boon we seek is this, that all the holy acts we have performed, the spiritual studies we have made, the continuous services with which we have pleased our teacher, holy men and elders, the salutations we have made to holy personages, the sanctifications we have given by our loving attendance to our brother friend, and all the living beings in general, the austerities we have made performing from all long years, submerged in the water without taking any food, may all that go for the propitiation of you, the infinite being. We have done so much austerity. We do austerity going to a forest, no? But these people have austerity going under the ocean. We go under the ocean and do austerity. How? That means no drinking, no one, and they will die also. I don't know how they went into the water and did austerity. Saying that...
We are on the ocean of air.
Samsara.
No.
Ocean of air. Ocean of air, out of the Panchabhutas, we are under the thick, we are in the ocean of air. That's why we are surviving. So they are powerful to go under the ocean of water. Water, air, fire, these are 5 elements. The one element is air, another element is water. It can be done. Anyhow. Manu, Brahma, Rudra, and other great ones endowed with purity arising from austerity and knowledge, sing hymn in praise of you, though they have not seen the other shore across the sea of your excellences. Following their example, we too have praised thee with our limited capacity. Salutation to him who is equal to all, the pure, the indweller, the supreme being. Salutation to the Lord Vasudeva, who contains all beings in himself and who is a manifestation of absolute purity. So, these are the praise done by the Pracetas, who were doing tremendous austerity, going under the ocean, under the direction of their father, and father left already, and they also said, I don't want anything. Though whatever duty you give, whatever worldly thing you give, but it is not our need. So I want holy association. Keep me in holy association. Bhaktas always want that. Nothing else to be. That's why the people say, Vaikuntha Loka, and after death I will go into a plane where all the devotees will be together. Suppose you think that we read Ramakrishna Gospel. We always want to think, after I die, many sadhus say, we will go to Ramakrishna Loka. Means what? There will be Ramakrishna, there will be Vivekananda, there will be Brahmananda, there will be Shivananda, there will be all the holy disciples, householder disciples, singing and dancing in the name of God with Ramakrishna, and going to Samadhi, going to rolling down in the feet, and crying and weeping and joy. Hey, that is the way to live. That is the bhaktas want that. So we end it here. So we end at verse number, chapter 31, verse 42. We end at there. Chapter 31, verse number 42. We end it there. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti Ramakrishna Panamastu. So we'll be again meeting at 7:30 in our class, Shanti Gita. Thank you all. Jai Ma.
So you people are here, you have to go for puja. Yeah. But I think Karuna, Rishi and Amrita, you should stay. Stay for the 7:30 class, you come after.